All right, family. So I promised a part two to talk about what's going on with hospice husbands and how sexual health is very key to you finding out what's going on. Now, your sexual health, and I'm not trying to be vulgar, but an erection is when oxygen leaves the blood, oxygenated blood leaves your head and your feet and goes to your male member. And your ability to get and maintain an erection and actually have sex afterwards, and I'm going to explain that in a minute, that's called a refractory period. That is actually key to finding out whether or not you are having some issues with your heart. Now, excessive alcohol use affects your heart, right? So you could be having trouble maintaining an erection because your heart is not pumping well. The other thing is with bad eating and fatty foods and things like that, you may have plaque on your heart. And so then that plaque on your veins and your arteries, so that may be keeping you from maintaining an erection as well. And then smoking. And it doesn't matter what you smoke. I know people think weed is okay and that's fine, but smoke by itself is a carcinogen. So if you wanted to take weed, you do it some other type of way, because smoke is killing you and it is fighting the oxygen in your blood so that you can get and maintain an erection. Now, blood flow is good for a woman in sex too. Engorgement actually helps a woman with pleasure, but a woman can perform without engorgement. A man absolutely cannot. The other thing I just mentioned is the refractory period. So when I started doing research for this post, a refractory period is a period of time between when you finish having sex with a woman and the next time you can have sex with a woman. So like most teenage boys, hell, when I was 18, 19, my refractory period was 90 seconds. I mean, I finished, clean myself, and boom, we back at it. 90 seconds. And when I started researching this, I was like, well, man, I know my refractory point at 55 at this moment is 10 minutes. So I thought I was horrible. Your refractory period, I'm actually, for a 55-year-old man, I'm doing excellent. But there are plenty of people whose refractory period is several hours. And in the worst cases, it is a full day, 24 hours. So if a man makes love to his wife at 10 o'clock at night, he physically cannot do it again. Many men cannot do it again until 10 o'clock the next night. So, and that's a lot of our men. And that's our worst case scenarios. But the average person cannot come back to normal, come back to attention for several hours. If you can't do that for several hours, my friend, you've got some problems going on. It could be psychological, which that you go see a psychiatrist about that. But if it's from smoking, drinking, or eating bad foods, you really need to go to the doctor and take a look at that. And that is one of the main reasons why our women are dating younger men, excuse me. What a lot of people don't realize is that when you take Viagra is actually masking the problem. Viagra temporarily opens up the blood vessels so that you can perform. But if you've got something going on with plaque and all of that type of stuff, Viagra, Cialis, whatever you're taking, it is really going to mess with you as far as you knowing what's truly going on. So if you're suffering from some sort of erectile dysfunction, go ahead, go out and get checked physically. It's a sign that something is going on with your arteries, your veins, or your heart, unless it's psychological. Again, brothers, this hospice husband mentality really needs to stop, and we are destroying ourselves. We're not being here a long time for our family because we're living this crazy lifestyle. So my advice to you is absolutely, positively, go on out here, get healthy, do better about your health so that we can be here for our families. Part 3, I'm going to give a few tips that I use to make sure that I can stay healthy. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings.